Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Om Shanti Healing's podcast, The Spiritual Connection. Welcome to episode 48. I have Thomas Kern Jr. with me today. Good morning, Thomas.
Good morning.
We are both enjoying finally a snowy day in Colorado. It's taken way too long to get winter to come. And he's at his home in northern part of Colorado, and I'm at my home, and we are zooming in to talk about martial arts and energy. And I want Thomas to just share your story. But before we begin, I want to do a little intro for Thomas. You grew up in Minnesota, correct?
Yes.
The Midwesterner, so you're used to very cold winters.
Yeah, this is just a balmy day.
Right. And now you're in Fort Collins area. You live with your family and you have about 15 critters running around all the time
Here
on
comes
some
one.
acreage out in the country. So great. Love that. Oh, there's a cat crawling
Yeah,
across your lap. They do love to do that when you're,
yeah.
on your keyboard, don't they?
Frito. This is Frito. He needs to.
Fritos. Hi, Fritos.
There you
Oh, so cute. Good boy.
go. He can't help himself. And
Yeah.
if I don't hold on to him, he'll keep insisting.
Right. He's snuggle bug. I would have cats if I wasn't allergic to them. They give me asthma. So I'm a dog person. I'm a critter person, but cats make me itchy. So for the last 19 years, Thomas, you have studied with Rod Sarkanowski,
That's correct.
correct?
Second.
Nailed it. Nice. Founder of Jokokai International Martial Arts.
Yes.
You are a 10th degree black belt in Jujutsu.
King Jutsu.
Jujutsu?
Jutsu. Yeah. Jitsu is like jujitsu. Jutsu
Okay.
means combat.
Oh, good. Good to know.
Jitsu is not combat.
I can tell we're going to get some education in this episode. And you have some other black belts in karate,
Mhm.
taiki, toho, and self-defense classes that you teach.
Yeah.
So cool. How long have you been doing the martial arts stuff in self-defense?
Well, it's 19 years with this teacher, Rod Sakanowski, and his title is Soka. Um, I started at 17 trying to find it, but Southwest Minnesota, there's not
Oh
much
yeah.
there. So I was studying from a book. It's called The Modern Book of Karate. I still have it. So, and then I did some in college, I did some taekwondo. And then when I went to grad school, it was capoeira. So I studied all those, but I have severe ADHD. And so they lasted about 6 months, and then I got bored. And so when I found Jukokai, it kept me going. So this is 19 years. So
What inspired you to find this practice?
um, we'll try putting the cat down. um, I went to an energy class. It was called Internal Energy, and there were 20 of us, and it was also a martial arts dojo in Ann Arbor, Michigan. And I'm the only one left. So, I mean, we had it whittled down to about six, and we did some internal energy movements, which are basic movements that you do every day, just by putting awareness into it. And then that teacher went down to Texas to study with my current teacher. And my current teacher just said, we know you don't have a dojo there in Michigan. Why don't you come to Texas and study with me? So I traveled down there to study with him still, and he's 85.
Wow,
Yeah.
very cool. So you studied in Texas, and where in Texas was that? Did you move there for a while, or were you just
I just
there
flew.
for you just flew there?
I fly down. I do 4 hours at a time,
Okay.
usually 1 or 2 days, 4 hours straight through. I am one of those people who likes the intensive study, so I can do 4 hours at a time. And then we do whatever art I'm currently working on because my teacher has 15 different ones.
So talk to me about the love that you have for the art.
Well, what? David Carradine's Kung Fu when I was a kid, right? So stuff like that. There was one other kid with me that was interested in martial arts too. So, we did stuff like that. But it always seemed I'm a kinetic learner, so that's how I learn best. So
Hmm.
that seemed to be um, the way. In fact, even in retrospect, maybe college wasn't a good idea because I'm a kinetic learner. And it was better for me to do martial arts because that's how I figured out how I learned. It
Yeah.
gave me the kinetic and auditory and visual are the way I learn. Writing stuff
Yeah.
down helps, but I have to, if I say it out loud, it goes back in.
Yeah.
So I've always enjoyed martial arts. I always loved it. I always thought it was unique. I was always drawn to it. And I kept trying to find my martial art, because it doesn't work. One art doesn't work for everybody. And I get that. So, I kept looking for it. And I didn't find it until I was 38, 39, Jukokai. So it took a while. So I was like, dang it. So, but I kept looking like I'd go to college. I was looking for a martial art to study. They had some taekwondo, but it wasn't, again, it didn't hold my interest. It didn't, and then capoeira, my brother-in-law was doing a capoeira class, and I was like, okay, I'll do that. And I liked it, and capoeira is with music. So that was, since my degree is in music, that was interesting to me. I was like, oh, okay, this is pretty cool. But it didn't last. So and I think they all were missing the energy piece. That's what they were missing. So when I found this one with my teacher in Michigan, right away, I was going for 5 times a week for 3, 4 hours a night. So
Wow.
yeah, so we did that for 3, 4 years. So my wife did it as well. So um, yeah,
That sounds like the golden nugget of what you were looking for. That's a commitment.
yeah, and I didn't even question it. I didn't even question the costs. I, I was like, okay, I need to keep learning this. I
Yeah.
need to keep learning.
When you find it, you find it. It doesn't even matter. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't. So, and we had no children at the time, so that helped.
Very good. So I'm really intrigued by the energy component you spoke on.
Yes.
You were
So,
looking for something that kind of connected you to higher vibration, or what were you seeking that you found in this practice?
so since I'm a kinetic learner, I don't always know what it is because it's kind of weird because I went into that Ann Arbor, Michigan with this internal energy thing going on. It was more of, okay, let's see what this is and what moving around. And it took me 2 years to feel energy, constant
Mm.
practice. So, for example, homeopathic remedies, when I put them under my tongue, I wouldn't feel anything, but now I actually get a twinge in my spine. So I actually feel
Mm.
that it's working. So it's very much, with me, it's very much a feeling thing,
Oh yeah.
and then everybody's different. So when I teach this, I say, okay, your experiences are different, your environment's different. You didn't grow up as I did. We need to see where it is and see where you find it. Now, usually the starting point is finding it in your hands. Your hands are very sensitive.
Yes.
That's where you find it first. But it's a very kinetic thing for me. So I didn't always know where I was going. I knew that it felt good. I knew that this was the right path, but I couldn't figure out. I always couldn't. I don't always figure out the extra stuff. Like, um, it's just it has to be very random because I grew up without television. My head daydreamed a lot as a kid, and I read a lot of books. So I always have to check myself to go, okay, is this information I'm getting, is it energy or is it me just daydreaming? Or is it just random thoughts? You have to, it's kind of a meditation, but it's not. With this art, it's movement plus breathing plus the energy. So you're combining all three. It's not just one thing. So
Right. And
it's
kind of one helps you lead to the next.
right. So now at
Hmm.
this level, which is 19 years of practice in this, I'll do one movement and I can feel the energy flow.
Oh, that's so cool.
So I can activate it right away. And even if I'm talking about like I'm talking to you right now, I can start feeling it going through my
Hmm.
hands and my
Yeah.
hands change color. This one's pretty pronounced.
Yeah.
So, and they'll get purple sometimes. So, to extend that to lay people, I just say there's more oxygen in your blood and that, you're activating it and moving it around. Just to get people kind of understanding it from Western point of view, because this is a very Eastern, thousands of years of study and then also the movement activates it. The movement and it all has to line up. Now, there are certain positions I have to perfectly line up for the energy to flow. And I have to find them and I can feel them line up. If I am off just a little bit with my hand movement or my fingers, I can feel that it's off and it's not quite right. And I'll have to change it a little bit. And
Interesting.
but that's also a very high level. It took me years to get there, and I wasn't expecting that or paying attention to that. I mean, I didn't know it, because it's all through movement for me. Other people
Yeah.
it's through colors and auras, and another people will be they hear something. And I get auras more often. The stuff that's hearing is very rare. And then I also call it blurting stuff out. When you just blurt stuff out, that comes. Um, it's funny because it seems like I'm being mean because it's very like blah, and I'm like very adamant about it. But that's not coming from me necessarily. That's coming from
Mm.
something behind me or something around me, uh,
Mm.
and telling me the message.
Yeah. And the work that you do, is there a strong emphasis on grounding and really being self-aware of where your feet are?
Yes, we do a
Yeah.
lot of grounding. I talk
Yeah.
about grounding a lot. I talk about people's feet because we ignore our feet because we're walking them on all day. So I actually, I've had kids. A lot of my students are kids. I had adults. When I have adults, it's pretty interesting. Adults don't like to commit as much, but they last a long time. My adults will last 8 years. They'll come every week for 8 years. It won't be just one and done. Once they're here, once they realize what they've accomplished, what they're going to accomplish, they keep going. They don't stop. But
Yeah.
the grounding piece, I will like identify. I say, okay, I want you to breathe into your feet. I want you to
Yeah.
breathe from the ground into your feet. We talk a
Yeah.
lot about breathing, how to breathe, full breaths. Um, my my breathing system now is down to 3 breaths per minute. So that's 20 seconds and inhale, exhale. So
Wow, that probably helps calm your nervous system quite a bit.
yeah, and
Wow.
my lungs are really strong. I don't get colds in my lungs. I didn't get COVID in my lungs because they made them really strong and healthy. So, and
That's
then
beautiful.
also training at this altitude when I go to Texas, they're like, everybody's working out hard. I'm like, yeah, you guys, I'm at 5,000 all the time. That's where I
Yeah.
train. That's where I breathe at.
Yeah.
So, so that makes a huge difference physically. But
Interesting.
yeah, more if you want to hear more like the auras, I had a student that all that student saw was in auras, in colors all the time. She'd be looking at you and that's all with colors. So then I would play with it. I change the color of my aura on purpose and then check it. So I'm always testing this out to see where I'm at and to see how it's going and see what more skills I have, what more energy skills I have. So
Yeah. I want to talk more on that.
okay.
Uh, you mentioned it took you years to find it,
Yes.
but now you have the ability to bring it in with just a couple breaths.
Yes.
So let's For the listeners that are unfamiliar with the feeling of it,
Hmm.
you and I know what it feels like.
Yes.
Just talking about it gets
Yeah.
it going,
Yeah.
right? If you know where to go and how to find it,
Yeah.
it's automatic. As soon as you think about it and you set an intention to feel it, it
Yes.
shows up.
Yes. Yes.
So, are there practices that you do with your students to help them find it?
Yes. I
Like
always,
energy practices, not
yeah.
necessarily movements of martial arts, but
Yeah.
the hand technique, the ball, and
Yeah.
this kind of stuff that people do
People.
to
Yeah.
learn where the
Yeah.
energy is and to feel the pressure.
Yeah.
Is that what kind of techniques do you help your students learn to feel vibration?
We always do start with the hands. It seems to be the easiest focal point. Um, we putting your hands across from each other, not touching. If you can feel heat, or if you can feel a vibration, or if they get, if they get cold, or they tingle, or something like that. Most people can, some can't, and it takes a while. So, and then what I do is I stick my hand in between their hands also, or I have or they stick their hand between mine in a gap.
Really?
Yeah, so that I can send my energy through my hands to see if their sensitivity's there.
Oh,
Um,
that's clever.
and that works a lot. That works very well. And then getting them to stop doing it, because it's really interesting. It doesn't matter what age it is. Once you start that, that's all they want to do.
It's a switch that turns on and then you're connected to it forever.
Right. And then
It's a beautiful thing.
I say, okay, practice. You're sitting at your desk at work, you're sitting at home, you're just sitting there. Just place your hands across from each other and see. Because it very much is a practice. If you don't practice it, it won't happen. It doesn't, you got to do the training, you have to do the work. And I'm
Mm-hmm.
very much about you have to do the work, and it
Yeah.
has to be practical. If you don't do it, no, I don't expect you to. And like I tell people, it took me 2 years. Okay. And that was when I was in my 30s. When you're younger, of course, it's going to happen faster because your connection to the earth, you're closer to the earth, you're more into a play. You don't have the adult environment,
Right.
stress,
All
worry,
this,
stuff like that.
exactly. All the
And
distraction of adulting. Yeah.
yeah, and when you go back to grounding, we do a lot of grounding to get rid of all that stress. So a lot like the Tai Chi practice we do, that's the Japanese word ki. Um, Chinese, it's chi. Taiwan, it's gi. They were grounding a lot to get rid of all your stress. And then the enhanced breathing, it's called a full ki breath, a full breath, um, from your bottom to your top. Um, that helps get rid of all that stress and anxiety. And that's
Mhm.
where adults keep coming back for, is because
Yeah.
that's one of a major, and we're learning through Western medicine that it's causing a lot of organ damage and a lot of stress and stuff like that. So they're kind of Western medicine's kind of catching up to what the Asian arts already figured out, and then they implemented it into martial arts and into energy work. They've already they've already figured that out, implemented into daily life, and then Western medicine is finally catching up with the science. So, and that's fine. Then it's easier for me to explain it to people so they can connect to it, because I always have to find out what they know, and
Hmm.
say, okay, connect it to what you know. When we do the movements, connect it to what you already have. You played basketball? Have you played sports? Have you played golf? We're going to connect this to what your already movements are, so you can memorize it and learn it and take it home.
Yeah. It seems to me like it's a moving meditation type of practice.
Yes, very much so.
Once
Very much.
you can feel the energy, you connect your feet and you connect all those dots, from the earth up,
Hmm.
feel it in your body.
Yeah. Yeah.
You can set a deeper intention to let certain things go
Yeah. Oh,
while
yeah.
you're
Or
in the practice.
yeah, or I don't even take them on. I don't even take on people's energy anymore.
Let's
I, re-
talk about that
I
some more.
reflect
Yeah.
it. I reflect it. Okay, I bounce it back, or
Yeah.
I let it pass through me. It's interesting. Or I take it and transform it and use it for myself.
Ooh,
Yeah.
share some of that with us. Let's talk about
Well,
your protection first.
well, talk about what first? Sorry.
Let's talk about the way you protect yourself first. That's
Oh,
always
that
a really great thing to share with people. Everybody's a little bit empathic, right?
right. Oh, yeah.
Everybody's got a
And
certain
everybody.
level of intuition that they're aware of.
Yeah, everybody can be trained in this. Everybody can do this. It's innate. You just have
Yes.
to practice it, like
Right.
everything. It's 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 in every human being in the planet. Doesn't matter. It's
Yeah.
just you have to be trained in it. You have to figure it out. And you have to figure it out for yourself. Like I said, different environments.
Yeah.
You have to figure out what works. Here's the guide. Here's what works for me. Stuff like that. So this is kind of recent. So I realized now this is not when people are sending energy to me or when they're emotional energy. This is physical when I transform it. If someone hits me, I can take that force, that kinetic force, and transform it and change it. And then I just
Really?
yeah, and I just use it to amp up my energy. And I've always done that. I just finally recognized it. My first teacher would say, "Oh, hit him again, it makes him stronger."
Mm.
And so he recognized it. And so then when I did combat training, we started with a medical doctor who hit me, and he'd go, "Oh, I didn't hit you hard enough," and he'd hit me again. And this is full combat hit. This isn't play. They're trying to hit you as hard as they can. It lifts you off your feet. But I was able,
Wow.
but that's I don't teach that, because you got to be at a real high level to do that, plus all the legal stuff about it. I mean, we have forms you sign off on and everything. But if people really want that, I will do that. But again, you're hitting with energy sensitivity as well. So you're not going to hit a person the same way, with energy. If you hit them, you got to pay attention to that because you could hit them too hard or you could hit them with too much energy. I did that last June. One of our advanced teachers, something was going on in his shoulder, and I said, "Okay." And again, this is feeling. And I just adjusted his shoulder, okay, and it fixed it. All right, but and I actually sunk my hand into his right here in his shoulder. I went like that, and then he's like, "Well, now my forearm hurts," and I'm like, "Well, we released this, and you've been holding tension in here, so now you got to work on that." So
It
that's
does sneak around and move as a body worker.
yeah,
It can travel for
yeah,
sure and show up in different places.
and when you're
That's the other end of the muscles, from that arm.
right, and both sides reflect each other. So if this one's injured, you got to reflect the healthy one to tell the injured one, no, you need to be like this. You need to be healthy. You move easily, stuff like that. So that's a kinetic thing, being hit and transforming. Okay, and then the bouncing thing is when someone is, we call it a shield, multicolored from the top to the bottom, and you just set it at the beginning of the day, and then and you put that shield on because you don't walk around thinking about this 100% of the time. A lot of people don't. I do, but a lot of people do.
Yeah.
I walk down the street thinking about it. I mean, I think it every time I take a breath, I'm thinking about it. So it's kind of obsessive compulsive in a way, but it works for me. But that setting, you set multiple colors. So that's an aura thing too. Your shield isn't just one color, it's multiple colors to protect you from the energy coming at you. And it can be anybody in a car you're driving past. It can be someone looks at you and sends some energy your way or wants to take energy from you. We call those energy vampires. I'm sure you've heard of
That's a
that.
whole episode on my podcast. I talk about energy vampires. It's a real thing.
Yeah, yeah.
There's
Oh,
quite a
yeah.
few of them out there.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Every day, every day. And anybody that you're connected to has a cord, you're connected to them. depends on how big it is, small or big, doesn't matter. And that cord has energy on it. So, um, sorry, we have a cat getting in a box, so now he was disturbing, knocking stuff over.
You're
Um,
so good at that.
I know, right?
Knocking stuff over.
So that's the energy stuff. I mean,
Yeah.
that's the kinetic hitting one, and that's the space you asked about the shield, putting a
Yeah.
shield on.
So
Um,
what does your shield look like? I mean, you talked about different colors, but does your shield have a shape to it? Does it have a texture to it? Does it have a temperature? Tell us more about your shield, or does it change depending on your environment?
well, I usually do it in circling me like a cone, upside down cone. So
Really?
it's point at the top and comes down like this around my body.
Okay.
And then
Interesting.
it shifts. It's not it's constantly moving. I don't believe in a stagnant shield um, or a solid shield. It's shifting all the time and moving all the time in a color swirl. And then I call it smooth as a reference. It's had so many different systems and learned so many different things, um, that the spaces in between spaces, about that, right? You
Mm-hmm.
understand that,
Mm-hmm.
that
You
really
can share
affect.
more on that if you
Well,
want to, if you think it's relevant.
I'm trying to think of the movie from Mary Matlin that she did a long time ago about this. Basically, this isn't a solid object. There's spaces in between.
Mm-hmm.
And everything shifts through it all the time, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if this isn't a solid object, you have to have your shield moving all the time too, because of the spaces in between. So it has to be shifted. Yep, that's right. Okay. So that's the other thing. When I say something really right, this flares up, my third eye goes ding, and
Yeah, confirmation.
it's like really true. And so, wow, there it is. I said something
Yeah,
really true.
we're
So that's,
molecules,
yeah.
right?
So, yeah. So that's, I wish I remember that name of the movie. Since I think in pictures and not words, I can see it, but I can't remember it. It'll come back.
Right.
Uh,
Well, we're
but
continuously moving like our body. We are energy,
right,
right? We are vibrating beings on the planet. So why wouldn't our fields and our shields, you
yeah,
know, need to be moving all the time too to accommodate our experiences,
right.
our
Exactly.
perceptions
Exactly. Yeah.
throughout the day? That makes a lot of sense. You're the first person that I've talked to that has told me that they have a moving shield.
Oh, really? Hmm.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
I love that idea because as your body moves throughout
Yeah.
the day,
Yeah.
your shield has to be coming with you
Yeah.
and move with your movements.
And reflects what you're doing too.
That makes so much sense. I love that. Thank you for bringing that to my awareness because my shield is a bubble
Yeah.
and it's just I'm kind of walking with my bubble and I'm inside of it,
Yeah. Yeah.
and it's transparent and it's bouncy. So the stuff that comes to me bounces and back to them with
Yeah.
some momentum, right? I
Yeah.
feel like it's more of an aggressive approach where it bounces off of my bouncy bubble and springs boards back to them. Like, I don't want this, it's yours. Take it.
Yeah.
But
And
my
maybe
bubble
just like,
doesn't change shape, it's sphere. It's
yeah.
round
Yeah.
and it continues to stay that way as I set the intention. But having my bubble be more flexible and kind of more shaped to my body shape
Hmm.
and move with me more. Wow, that's powerful. I
Yeah.
feel like that would be a more potent protection.
It works for me. I think it helps a
I
lot
love that,
it,
Thomas.
because it's not rigid.
Yes.
When you do something rigid, it'll shatter.
Huh. Oh,
It won't, it'll protect you for so long and then it'll break. And then you've got a lot of extra stuff going on and you're like, what just happened? How did this happen? Where did this come from?
okay.
Yeah. So,
I
uh,
love that. What else do you do as far as keeping up the energy and the vibration. We were going to talk about auras. You wanted to talk on that a little bit. And we were going to talk a little bit more about your ability to feel energy and what you do with it and how you use it to benefit your life. Do you want to talk a little bit on one of those first, and then we'll go
Sure,
to the next one?
sure. We can talk about how it benefits me. Um, at one level, I can get burned. So, like if I grab a cast iron pan by accident or burn myself, I immediately release that energy, and there's no burn mark, and there's no sensitivity to heat or anything. It took me about 5 years to do that, and I just completely released the energy. So,
Oh, really?
yeah, yeah,
It's like a
yeah.
superpower.
Yeah, I know it's kind of interesting because now when I get burned, I don't even really even pay attention to releasing the energy. It just does it because I'm like, oh, I got burned. Okay, release it. We're good. So, but I've gotten to that level. Before I'd have to point my finger, direct the energy away from me, breathe. The breathing helps a lot. Lots of breathing and get rid of it. Now it's just, oh, okay, I burned myself. Move on. So it's just like anything else. So, and then I also looked at it. Okay, don't when I started, it was like also the pain receptors want to be pain, right? They want to react. And I said, no, it's not. You don't need to listen to the pain. You let it go, let the heat go, let the energy of the burn, right? Because it's energy, it's heat, right? It's kinetic movement, it's heat, um, it's searing flesh, stuff like that. Just release all that. And that's how I started. And then from then on, it got better and better and better. I couldn't even tell you where I burned on my body, on my hands, because it immediately releases. And then within a day or two, I don't remember where it was.
Mm.
So that's kind of a personal thing that I've been able to do, right? Other people do other things, but that's for me, that's what I've been able to do.
Is this the same kind of technique that you use when you're in physical pain from being punched in the face, or when you hurt a hip, or anything that comes up in training where you have a compact injury, right?
yeah, it depends on what it
How do
is.
you release the energy from a physical injury from your practice?
So I would say I would always bounce it and release it right away like that. Breathe, release it, focus on it. But now I'm changing that to if they hit me, I convert it to healing. Convert it to healing. So if they hit me, I'll convert it instead of, so I'll internally take it and go, okay, change that. Okay, change that. So, um, yeah, yeah. And just, okay, now,
Wow. So you switch the momentum
yeah,
of the hit of the punch,
yeah,
um, the force, the velocity of that energy.
yeah, yeah. And that's what
You
I do.
transform that into, instead of pain and
Yeah,
injury,
yeah. Just, oh, we're going to heal that
healing
again.
and release,
Yeah,
and you
yeah,
avoid getting injured.
yeah, yeah.
Wow. You're an awesome dude. You got some cool
I,
stuff you're sharing with us today. This is very, very good.
Well, I don't talk
Love
about
it.
it a
Thank
lot
you.
when people see me because it throws them off. But this is my experience. I've tested this. I'm very much a analytical, scientific mind. I keep testing and experimenting over and over and over until I get it to where I think I want it, right? I don't just go, oh, that worked for me. No, I'm like, okay, how did that work for me? Why did that work for me? What do I need to do to tweak it to make
Yeah.
it work better? And then sometimes like I have people hit me. I don't have them hit a bag. I don't have them hit a punching bag or a pad or something like that. I mean, everybody loves to do that, but the problem is that if you're in self-defense and you actually have to hit somebody, it is a different feeling than a bag. It does not react the same as a bag does. And and people like doing it. I mean, they like hitting each other. And I just don't, it's a controlled environment, so I want to make sure they do it
Right.
to me. And
Right.
it's
I mean, it's as real as it gets, right?
right. And then they understand how it feels. Plus, if they hit me in the ribs, they're going to hurt themselves. bone hitting bone on bone, it's painful and it can crack or fracture your hand or whatever. So I'm like, okay, you need to know the spots to hit, you know. You need to know how it feels. A pad that doesn't give you any texture, that doesn't give you any contact really. And what a pad does is it takes the energy and shoves it way back up into your shoulder, and then you end up with injuries. So that's why I don't.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
why more practical. So that's the energy of hitting a pad. It just because open hand is your energy releasing, and closed hand is you hold your hand. And you can see I do an open hand fist. Closed hand is, and I can't do it any other way. Um, closed hand holds on to the energy. So now the energy is circling and staying.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's the other thing. If I don't want to release my energy, I don't. I hold on to it.
Wow.
So,
Love
and then
that.
this is letting it go.
Yeah. It makes a lot of sense when you talk about the flow and in it's got to release from some point in the body.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
typically it's your hands or
Yeah.
your feet,
Yeah,
right?
hands or your feet. So we
Yeah.
connect our hands to our feet. We do energy work where I shoot the energy from my hands down into my feet. We so that's a grounding thing, but that's also connecting the two. So they're connected. So you're connecting your whole body, but you're connecting your feet into your hands. And that,
Fabulous.
yeah, because the problem is that everybody has this ability, but it's just opening it up and figuring out where it comes from. When we go back to auras, like you're purple today, a little bit. And so auras, they have all these books that say it's this color is this color is this color is. That's great, and that's a good, I call it a guide, but then you have to test it out for yourself and see and test it out over and over. Like my student who saw in auras all the time, orange. That is the hated color. So we'll stay away from orange every single time. Now, if you look up orange, it might not look like it's a color you should stay away from, but for that person, it's orange.
Mm.
So you have to, at least in my experience, those all the aura books are great guides, and some of them are like right on. I get it, it works. But other times I got okay. So what? I'll look at a person and that has to for me it has to be very quiet space, very safe space to see the aura. And then I go, okay, what are we what does that mean for me? How does it work for me? Because everybody's so different. I mean, you have all these different experiences that shape your life.
Right. So
The
you can
younger
interpret something from seeing the aura around a person's body. Do you get hits of information when you see the aura right away?
No, it takes time. It takes time. And then I have to be repetitive. I'll look at that person over time and go, okay, this is what that means. Okay. And I get it for that person. So
Mhm.
I'm not, okay, let's see. Let's just take a color. Okay, it's white. You're a good person. Well, I've been actually taught white's not a good thing, you know? So, um, white hat, black hat, stuff like that. I've been taught that differently. But then I test it. Okay, is a white a good color? Okay, you know, so you have to test it all the time, and you have to know the person, um, and then you can see. Now, there are people, and you shake their hand, or you go. I look at them and go, "There's something not right. I don't know what it is, but
Mhm.
there's something not right."
Mhm.
And we've talked about this when I met you, and it took about a year for me to figure that out because I don't see that person a lot, or you don't have a lot of contact with them, and so you have to wait. So it's not a snap judgment. It's more of a you know something bugging me, or my wife will say, "Hey, my friend told me this," and I'm like, "Oh, that's why I've been looking at that." That's what's been, or
Mhm.
someone I see a lot, and then they look off to me. They don't, something's bothering me. Something's wrong, but I don't know what it is, or something's happened. And then they'll say something like, Okay, now it's connected. So, so I try not to judge it. I try to just let it come.
Hmm.
And if I judge it, then I'm adding me,
Hmm.
right? You're adding you. When you judge something, you add you. You know, um, Jose Luis Miguel, The Four Agreements.
I
Do you know
read
the
it. Yes.
okay. Anything you anything you say about another person is really what you're telling yourself. It's really
Hmm.
so I
Yeah.
try and add to their story and tell a story about them because that's me.
Yeah.
I'm talking about me. So
Right. It's a mirroring, isn't it?
yeah, yeah.
You
Oh
know
yeah,
that if you don't like something about somebody, if
yeah,
it just rubs you the wrong way,
yeah,
self-reflect.
yeah. And it's
Is that
really about it.
there's usually a piece to that behavior
Yeah,
that you want to work on inside of you.
yeah. It's a two-way street. It's always a two-way
Yeah.
street. So if I connect a cord
Yeah.
to you, you're connecting a cord to me, or vice versa. It's a two-way street. So that driver drives past and sees you and connects energy to you, it's a two-way street.
Hmm.
So, you got to get rid of it
Yeah.
or let it go by the end of the day or ground it. And there's some other techniques too as well.
Those chords can be powerful too, can't they?
Yeah, take the chain.
Depending on,
Yeah,
sometimes you have to cut those cords multiple times to really feel a disconnect.
yeah. And for me, I look at it at different kinds of knives or tools to cut them with. Sometimes I'm cutting it with a samurai sword. Sometimes I'm cutting it with a knife. Sometimes I'm cutting it with a chainsaw. Like I want it out. you know, I look at it in different ways, different kind
Yeah.
of. Um,
Yeah.
that's the motion.
I've had moments where I've done some cord cutting and I just keep pulling it, pulling it, pulling it, pulling it, pulling it, pulling it. And the initial visual of it is shorter than it actually is because part of that cord is like inside more of me,
Right. Right.
and
Oh
I have
yeah.
to, or inside of them, but I'm always just working on myself, cut the cord and then you just keep pulling it out like a long rope
Yeah.
until you come to the end of it. And I've had to do that a lot in my divorce healing.
Right. Yeah. Right. And then
It's still there though. I mean, it still comes back, but it's not as strong as it was.
yes. And that's I've heard that over and over.
Yeah,
You
takes
have
some
stuff
time.
that's been there for a long time. It takes
Yeah.
time to release it. Then you go back, something gets triggered, and you go back to
Yes.
that default, we call it. You go back to that old default, and then you have to release it again. Yes. And that it's kind of a lifelong journey on some of that stuff. And people, um, a pastor of mine said, your brain tells you you're done, and you're never done. For some reason, human brain wants to be done with something. I'm done. Yeah, how many times have you heard, we're done. We're done.
Yeah.
No, not the way it works. It's
Right,
not,
because you can't erase memory
no.
on
And
purpose.
you can't erase that energy. Energy is,
Right.
it never goes away. It changes form, it changes color, it changes wave, but it never goes away. So the
Yeah.
energy is there forever. So
Yeah.
it's just lessened when you work
Right.
on
It's a matter of learning how to turn the dial down, right?
it. Yes.
Think
And
of
then
it as like a dimmer switch.
and that's the same thing with me being burned. I just turned the dial down. That's
It's
all I
amazing.
did. I mean, that's what I did. I just turned it down. Went, oh, okay, I got burned. Big deal. Move on. Turn
Yeah.
the dial down. Okay. That trauma came up again. Oh well. It's that trauma. We know what it is. Move on. And sometimes it's that easy, and sometimes it's like, okay, now I gotta go work with it. It's gonna take
Yeah.
some.
Yeah. I do you feel that globally that people are becoming more sensitive and more curious about learning these kinds of things?
Yes, and there's becoming more resistance to it also. So this is how this works. The closer you get, the more resistance there is.
Right? It's
Here,
unfamiliar.
okay, so here's an example. We moved from Michigan to Colorado. My house painting work, because that's my main job. I got a $10,000 job the week before we left. The week before we left. Okay,
Oh
so that
boy.
was 2013. Yeah. So that so is that a big deal? Yes. What do? Right? You let it go because you know that that big resistance is because you're going the right direction. And the more resistance,
Wow.
the more you need to go that direction. And that's
Hmm.
been proven over and over and over anecdotally in my life, my wife's life, same thing. We get to a point, there's this huge resistance, and we're like, oh, no, that's where we need to go. That's the direction we need to go. This is going to be a great experience because of all that resistance. So it's a push-pull thing.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree with most of that. I also feel like there's power in moving towards fear, right?
Yeah, yeah,
In putting yourself in a position that creates unease,
yeah.
to get through it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
But
Motivator.
there comes a time too where if that unease brings you sadness and discontent to the point where you're highly emotional and just falling apart, maybe it's time to pivot and go the opposite way.
That's not been my experience. That's even more of an indicator that you need to keep going. That's even the emotional part. But it's different from different people. Okay. So that you're describing my wife. The more emotional she gets, the more it goes, the more I even know this is the right path for her. And when she gets to the other side, it is. It really is. So that trauma is coming up because it's a resistance.
Right.
It's a resistance to, oh, I'm on the right path. I'm going the right direction. So, yeah. I
Even
mean,
you believe that, even if it makes you feel awful.
yes, absolutely. It's
Interesting.
your energy is resisting it because it is a change.
Right.
We are best changers. I believe in change. You should change as often as you can in the right direction. I mean, you have to test it, but change is not a bad thing. When my business was going not anywhere, I made a change. I got a business coach. I knew this business coach for 8 years. I knew this person. I knew this person could help me. But I was like, okay, gotta change. And it was
Yeah.
8 years of resistance. But it did. It changed my business. Um, and made it so much better and so much healthier and
Yeah.
easy and easier for me. I'm in such a better place with that business. And so it's so much easier to run it. Um, so
That's a powerful and bold statement, Thomas.
yeah, I can talk
I
about this
see
stuff.
where you're getting, I see where you're going with it in the point you're trying to make,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know.
Well, I'm a teacher. I can't help myself. I
Right.
really can't. I really can't.
Right. Do the hard
Teach.
things.
I love to teach. It's I taught in public school for a while. I love to teach. It didn't matter the systems. Unfortunately, the systems don't want to uh, grow. They don't want to grow the student. I'm interested in empowering and growing and making that student independent, and so that they can go out into the world and that
Yeah.
they can see energy and use it. Okay, so the other combat thing about energy is, and people, and I've had this back and forth. Don't look in their eyes. Look right here. Look in their eyes. Okay, had those two statements. Don't look in their eyes because you'll see what they are. But my teacher currently says, no, look into their eyes because you can see their energy and you can see what they are. And so I will go around in public and make eye contact with everybody on purpose
Right.
to see what's going on, to test it.
It's very telling, isn't it?
Yes, and
Hmm.
that also is a protection thing. You can see people, and the other day, um, my wife and I were out the other day. We walked past this young man, and then we got in the car. And I said, "Oh, something's not right about him." And he would not make eye contact. It was this all the way, all the time,
Hmm.
looking down, looking down, looking down. Um, and my wife's, "Oh yeah, I got that feeling too." So, so it's and then I'm watching them. Okay, what are they going to do? You know, I have missed so many car accidents because I am paying attention to the energy of the car around.
Hmm.
We had one last year where I'm going down the expressway from Colorado Springs to Denver. I got my whole family in the car, and we're on the expressway, and I don't speed because my name's on the side of the vehicle, so I don't speed. And two white cars dead stop traffic, and the other ones came right in front of me. I missed them, missed the concrete barrier. Had I hit them, it would have flipped the vehicle and it would have been millions of dollars. And who knows if I would be talking to you today. I know it
Wow.
was that, I could see it could have been that kind of accident. And we did get rear-ended by the car behind us, who was too close in the expressway. And no one got hurt. Vehicle, because it's old, got totaled. But no one got hurt. Vehicle really didn't get damaged either. Small ding on the bumper because I was watching the people's energy. I was watching those cars. And it was here. It wasn't in front of me. It was here. I could see them coming and I avoided them. So, and that's just the biggest example I have right now of the
Hmm.
way I see it. Because my business, I drive 20,000 miles in the area a day. Or I mean a month, a year. Sorry, a year.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah.
energy helps you every day. It helps you avoid those situations you don't want to. I mean, you go to a store and you grab the handle of the store, and if it feels weird, you don't go that way. Or I go, okay, I can go home this way, this way, this way. And then I sense it. Which way should I go today? Oh, this feels right. Okay, I'll go that way.
Yeah.
It
I
makes,
utilize that too. And when I'm behind somebody that's going too slow,
yeah, yeah,
I, instead of getting road rage and anger, I see it as protection
yeah, yeah,
that they're slow in front of me because
yeah.
potentially avoiding an accident up ahead.
Or if someone got in close to me and turned into my, okay, there's my warning. Be aware that something up ahead could be happening.
Hmm.
Pay attention to.
Hmm.
It's also a warning.
Yeah. There's so much to be said for that eye contact. And when I speak with people and sit with them, I feel like I'm pretty good with eye contact because I'm reading them. I'm interpreting different things from them. And depending on where you live, you're from the Midwest.
Yes,
People don't do eye contact
yes.
in the Midwest.
Not really.
It's not as accepted and there's not as much openness to it. But here where we live, it seems to be more acceptable. Do you agree?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Michigan, no one would do eye contact.
Yeah.
Midwest was better than Michigan,
Uh-huh.
obviously. But here, yeah, there's a lot more eye contact, but it's shifting as the population gets bigger, as we
Yeah.
get more diverse.
Yeah.
Thank goodness. Um, the eye contact goes less.
Yeah.
Also, um, the whole energy attraction thing, which we haven't talked about. There are people that my energy is attracted to. I'm attracted to people by their energy, not by their physical looks.
Mm-hmm.
I'm attracted by their energy. So if someone has good energy, I'll talk to them and repeat that and make sure I spend time with them because they have good energy. And people are attracted to me by my good energy. So
Mm-hmm.
if you put off negative energy, you're going to attract negative people. It's that's the way it is. So, and it's
Yeah.
usually stronger. So, and then
Yeah.
negative people will be attracted to you as well because of your positive energy. That's going to happen too. I mean, it
The
just does.
vampires.
Right, because they see your energy. They see how positive you are and and how much energy you have and they're like, "Well, I want some of that." Which is a normal human reaction.
Do you find Do you find it challenging when you're around people that have negative energy to keep yourself in a higher vibrational space? Like, what do you put up your bubble? What is
Um,
it that you do to when
sometimes,
you're around that to protect yourself?
yeah, I increase my positive energy,
Mm-hmm.
and then I get even more friendly, and then I even get more into their space.
Ah,
Yeah,
interesting technique
yeah. I mean, yeah, why not?
with a
So
big smile on your face.
because I know it's my little trick.
It's a
But
game for you, isn't
yeah, yeah,
it?
and then sometimes they lower their negative energy
Yeah.
because then they're like, oh, this person is not going to be deterred by how I feel or think. They're not going to stop. They're not upping the negative. Because if you up the negative towards their negative, it goes way negative. I mean, that just empowers it tenfolds, right? It's just physics and science and energy. You boost the negative, it's going to get more negative. But
Yeah.
if you overpower it with more positive, more love, more glowing energy, stronger energy that's positive, it comes, it dents it, it penetrates it.
Mhm.
And sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. There are people that will not come up to me now on purpose that I see like in the networking circuit and stuff like that. They will not approach me, you know? And I'm like, that's fine. You know, you know, you know, but I up it. I increase the energy. I increase the positivity. So,
Those people that won't approach you, did they feel did they feel bad to you? Like, can you feel, are they lower vibration?
yeah, they feel
Yeah.
shifty.
Yeah.
Shifty. They
I feel
feel
that too. Yeah.
I feel like my one of my two biggest things is consistency and integrity. And boy, that's when my buttons get pushed is when someone bops my integrity and I'll have to work through it sometimes, because it'll come out of left field or whatever. And I was surprised by it that they're questioning my integrity. And
Mhm.
so I can see their integrity is low. I can see that they don't really believe in what they're doing. They don't really believe in it. They'll sell it and they'll get money for it and they'll make a good living at it, but they don't believe in it. They
There's
don't,
resistance there.
yeah, yeah,
Do
yeah,
you
they don't,
believe that that kind of resistance is something that you should walk away from if you're faking it?
yeah.
Yeah.
It's not your true self. It's not your true path.
Yeah.
And I get that sometimes people do things to get to other things. Okay.
Yeah.
Like I've house painted for 44 years. I'm really good at it. Is it what I expected to do in my life? Absolutely not. But I'm really good at it. And I'm really good at teaching people it and talking to customers. Um, so I accepted it. I just said, okay, this is
Yeah.
what I'm doing, and
44 years, you have a lot, you're a master. You have a lot of skill around it.
right, and I'm really good at it. And what are there hard years where you're just looking at the clock all the time? Yeah, okay. But I believe in my product. I believe in how I produce that product. And and when the client gets done, they're going to be happy with it because we did this high-end, high integrity product. That's not what I see with people that want to stay away from me. They don't believe in the product they're selling.
Yeah.
Okay. Or the people that they're with, or the people that they're working for.
Yeah.
There's a lot of levels there, a lot
Yeah.
of vibration, different vibrations between people, right?
Yeah.
Doesn't feel right to me. And you know what? Like I said, I just up and those people will never know that because I will never tell them. Because what I've learned from my teacher is you have to ask. If you ask me, I'll tell you, but you have to ask me. Otherwise, I don't tell you. And
Yeah.
it's hard. That's hard for me because I'm a problem solver. So, and my
Right.
relationship with my wife has been difficult sometimes because I want to just solve the problem, and she's not asking. But I've learned don't ask. Um,
Yeah.
and when they ask, I'm happy to tell them because it's not, you know, with energy. Some of it's from me, some of it's what I observe, some of it's the universe telling me, hey, this is what that person needs to know. I've had some physical, like breakdown emotional physical stuff where I have to say it. And that's rare, but it does happen. And my teacher says that's because you're empathic. You're feeling it.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't reveal that much just because.
Sometimes people don't want to hear it.
No, and that's why
They're
I won't.
happy in the space that they're in, going about the motions, wearing the mask, and
Yeah.
doing all the things.
And that's great. I'm fine
Yeah.
with that. That's if they want to live that way, that's their business. That's the world they want. I'm fine with it. It's not a problem. I understand. I've got that stuff too. We all
Yeah.
got our crap.
Yeah. We all got our garbage.
Yeah, and
We're
so I
only
don't.
human after all.
But I will just increase the energy. That's what I always do.
Yeah.
Because why be negative about it? That's where they're already at, and I'm not going to live there. I don't want to live there with them.
Right. Yeah. Well, that's a beautiful thing. Thank you so much, Thomas, for your wisdom
Well, I don't know. It's just hard
and
knocks.
all your tips and tricks that you've shared. I really appreciate it. Even a very interesting story. And I really enjoyed our conversation.
Thank you so much for having me on. I
Yeah.
really appreciate it. I have a lot of fun with this stuff. This is my passion. This is what I
Yeah.
like to
I love it. I love just, the conversations about, the gritty, vulnerable stuff that humans go through and getting real. That's what this podcast is all about is getting real, talking about the hard stuff and how we move through it and out of it and the teachings that came with it.
Yeah.
So I appreciate your shares and having time for me today. Really am grateful for that.
Yeah.
And I want to put all your information in the show notes.
Okay.
So I will attach Thomas's links to his martial arts
Yes.
program
Yep.
and any other social media
Yep.
contact information.
I have a Facebook page. I'll send it to you that as well.
Okay. And you can do some remote work for people too, right?
Yeah. Yeah. That's not it. Energy has no distance.
Right. But
Even
you have an offering of that
yes.
where you can tune into people and just help them clear and
Yeah.
whatever they may need.
Do some movement, do some breathing, get that movement on. Um, I'll update my website with that as well because I know it's there, but I always change the language.
Yeah. I love some of the techniques that you use. They're new to me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I've been doing this a long time. The moving bubble and the
Yeah.
the sending the energy through and out, with a different intention behind it than pain, right?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
brilliant. I
Yeah.
love that.
Yeah.
So I really appreciate your time, Thomas.
You're welcome.
And anything else you want to add to the podcast before we get off?
Not that I can think of. I mean,
Okay.
like I said, I could go on and on.
Yeah.
We're just the tip of the iceberg with the
Right.
techniques.
Well, I am happy to have you back on at another
Oh,
time.
okay. That'd be
Yeah,
wonderful.
that'd
Thank
be
you so much.
wonderful. All
Okay.
right, everybody. Thank you for listening. Stay tuned to the next one.